Well, look who's joining us today. Hello everyone and welcome back to Anno 1800. Of course, I'm not abandoning this series, but was rather busy with other, well, things in life. And in this case here, something is really intimidating here, and that's that freaking cathedral we're building. I didn't even notice at the end of the last episode, but yeah, this one here needs 900 tons of bricks for the first phase, or for the phase that we're working on, the interior design. Why do you need 900 tons for the interior design? What kind of bricks do we need for this endeavor here? Alrighty, now in this case here, this is gonna take some time and it's gonna deplete me of my bricks that we have right now. And we don't need bricks for so many other things right now. So in this case here, we do have 4 clay deposits, of course, in Sleepy Hollow that are already working with their max capacity. However, we still have the bricks trader here from Manola going back and forth between the 2 islands. And in this case here, let's head back to Manola real quick, because in Manola, we have a bit of room to fiddle around with the bricks yet, because the clay pits here are being boosted with electricity. Now that's a huge bonus that we have, that we can use to further increase our brick production. And don't forget that the brick factories will also get boosted, but we can still add at least 2 more. And with all of that, what we still have is, I think we do not have enough ships, because we get 900 tons of bricks in stock right now. So this is really powerful, and that's once again something that really was just possible because of our dam project. Right, this one here is really pushing us, and especially my construction material production. Another really cool thing is Kikiville that we have over here. Now Kikiville does not have a trade route at the moment delivering bricks to anything. So I would like to start with that immediately. Kikiville it is, and it's gonna deliver that to Sleepy Hollow, of course, how could it be? And we're gonna take here once again all the bricks that we can get our hands on, because we don't need that many in Kikiville. Now I do not have, however, a trader left. The barnacle would be there. Where's the barnacle, by the way? I have no idea where we got this ship right now, because I cannot find it on the map. It's also not in Embesa where I thought it would be, because it has the Embesan items. Well, so it is though that we can purchase a ship, and that's this one here. It's called the Terror. I don't know why Isabel Cemento calls her ships like that. And let's get this one over there, and this is gonna be my latest brick trader. Oh yeah, the Windjammer is also really nice. It's a sail ship, right? But it has these 8 beautiful slots that we can use to transport all kinds of things. And its lack of speed, it makes up with the white flag, so no one can really hurt it. Alright, so that's something really nice. And in this case here, the only thing we still need to do is, first of all, I would like to increase my, my storage. We're gonna add a bunch of more depots here into this area. And coincidentally, also increase the size of this harbor here a bit, right? So we could add then also some piers to that. And the other thing is we get 300 obreros still left. So I would like to use this, of course, to further get my clay production up, or my brick production, as a matter of fact. And Harlow. Oh yeah. Have them both here, and I don't need that much timber anymore. So I'm just gonna have this one here rolling over, and that's about it. Sean, because he would be next in line again. They only want a few coins, right? Symbolic gesture. And Miss Hunt, we have it at plus 10 here, right? Alright, scrap that, it's 7. What I would like to do next is, look at that, we got some more skyscrapers that we can potentially upgrade now. There you go, to tier 5. And this unlocks us, as far as I know now, the remaining skyscrapers that we need for my Skyline tower to finish this one here. But we'll just see once we get to this. Didn't even cost me that much, so we could also use the remaining skyscrapers here to upgrade a few more in this area. And don't forget, we should always stick close to my department store, because I really, really do not want to ever have to produce billiard tables. And here, these guys. This one here. Did we just skip a level there with this one? I think we did. We're rich, but rich doesn't mean that we don't need to stop making money. Let's purchase more shares, especially from Carl. He's got some great islands here, and we can use that for additional income to stay above the 500,000 there per minute on the income. That's another 4,000. Yeah, I'll take it. Even the smaller bits make sense. We do have so much influence that it doesn't really matter. I mean, 700 really is a bit low. This one also looks rather slow. This one here has a few more engineers. We get the world leader bonus with that. That is giving me another island workforce bonus here. By the way, look at Miss Hunt's island. It's just... she definitely finished the investor-only challenge. Another thing I noticed is we don't have any aluminium in Sleepy Hollow. And this means that we should get another production chain going. I probably will need to build a few more ships for this though. Yeah, we do have the aluminium here in Manola, so perhaps we actually have still some space left in one of my ships. And you know what? We do. So in this case here, let's just go ahead. We're gonna need this if we ever want to start producing some airships in Sleepy Hollow as well. Speaking about airships, this is something that we could really do to push my population to the next level, because regional and international mail is extremely nice as a booster. I do need the hangar for this, so that's a new building we have for that. It was only previously available in the Arctic, and now with the DLC we do have the ability to build these here in Manola as well, once I find a location for it. And yeah, I think over here, I mean, it's huge mountains left and right, but better than nothing. And let's get us the foundation going for the hangar. So this is where we produce the airships then. And I will probably make a road going over here. And of course, we're gonna need also a warehouse close by. And this is once again taking several stages, but it's not a lot of material. So it's basically time that we need to wait here for. Right, and once this is finished, we can start with the production of airships of our own. And in this case, I really would like to reserve that area here for more beach production, because we're gonna still need a few more. But I'm very excited about starting this. And you can also have then the airship platform. This one I probably would like to have a bit closer to the city though. And yeah, I think up here on that platform, on that plateau, having this one at the edge of this. I used to have the iron tower here in previous Let's Plays, but I figured let's go a different route, and I do not have tourism this time around in Manola. So it's fine for me. And we're just gonna have this one up here all the way. And let's actually go with paved roads. Right. And then we have here our platform for this. And we could also, you know what, have a few ornaments then here. Like a globe showing the internationality of this. We definitely want to have some billboards here. A nice memorial probably. And then we're gonna go with some paving. Cobblestone is really fine. It complements the normal paved road that you would have otherwise in this area. And here we can now add some modules as well to the airship platform. That would be, for example, the item transfer. This is a really powerful one, as we can immediately transfer items between any other airship platform that has this module as well, right? We can immediately do this without ships. Let's get this one going here in the back of it. Then we have the ML sorting office. With this, we can then finally have also letters being delivered. And we can just have this one on the back here as well. Let's make this road complete again. Last would be the commuter station, so we can share workforce with any other island that has that one here too. This is like the commuter pier, right? That we could use. But in this case here, we don't really need to do this in Manola and also not in Bellanova, as we do need a certain amount of workforce anyway on these islands for the defenses to work, right? So outside of that, I would probably do it. But since we have that mod installed, I'm not going with it. I just gave you money, and he wants more. It's also time to add a few more decorations here to Manola. It's all looking a bit naked right now. Oh yeah, I'm digging the contrast that the red provides. So we can add these decorations here throughout the city, wherever there's a bit of space. Some enclosed greeneries here for the entrances. Some of them have big fountains in the backyard. But not all of them, of course. A nice tree with enclosed greenery might also work, as they provide benches automatically. What is that? Some kind of bug? Ah yeah, it was a different skin here, look at that. It wasn't adjusting itself. Like this one. There you go. One of those details, right? If it went for the bug just now, I wouldn't know that you can actually have a little tree in the flower bed if you adjust the skin a few times. That's something that I just learned now. After thousands of hours with this game. Incredible. And not only do we reach a new attractiveness level with all of that, you also finish the first stage of the monument. That was rather quick. How time flies by when you're decorating cities. Phase 2 is finished, and aluminium, bricks and jonaleros we need for the next phase. On our way to the airship construction. And some enclosed greeneries to top it off up here as well. Got a nice view over Manola. Alright, all of this now brought in a lot of bricks as well. The trade routes are working, and we can now start with the foundation of the Skyline Tower right over here. And yeah, this is probably the most complicated monument in this game. Also not only because of its materials input that we're gonna need. So we have all of that. These are just the basic construction materials for phase 2. Starting the superstructure. But also because of the requirement that every phase requires a certain amount of skyscrapers. And that just really adds up over time. But for now, let's enjoy the beginning of the Skyline Tower. Right here in the center of the Sleepy Hollow.
Ship under attack.
And right across the street, we have the beautiful big cathedral coming up. It's still floating in the air though. That's of course just because of construction. We get new techniques working this. It's also enough bricks that we can build a few more tourist hotels, especially here in the town center where we do have then the station close by that is required by the tourists for maximum happiness. And when it comes to lifestyle needs, we could, alright, provide something from Manola, like the bombings, to get even more tourists in. That might be something. The restaurant over here is not working because the corn is missing. We do have a corn production up and running though, but it's not coming over. The corn is something that we're producing in Higiville as well. This might be just something that we can combine, right? We don't need a lot of corn. It's really just for the... Oh, come on, Donnie, shut up. We could really just use something for the restaurants to work to get the additional bonus in. So I'm just going to use this one on Terra. However, we most likely will need a bit more. So we have 3 tons in surplus. We have lots of workforce. So I really don't worry about that. And let's just go ahead and get me... one more here. And I'm also going... Oh, wow. That is nasty. Blocked it off. Gonna get this here. Look what we have. What a nice coincidence. That we do have another clay pit close by that we could also use for more brick production.
Another weird note. This one landed on my desk.
Yeah, this is all about the structure being too tall. And we're just gonna see how we can solve this mystery. Let's add some more here. I will probably... Nope. Don't even need to get too close to the mountain there. There you go. I'm also not gonna boost them or anything. This should just work. Let's upgrade the warehouse. And we have now production of... Yeah, you know, this is just for the restaurant now, the surplus that we're taking over there. So this is fine. However, of course, something for the bricks and for the corn. Because with the bricks, we can already see what happens when you don't set a minimum stock. And I always want to have some kind of production left, or construction materials left for construction. And we're going to come to corn. We're going to need also, yeah, 50. So that my factories here have something to work on. So many bricks. Ah, yeah. Let's also go ahead and upgrade the roads in Manola as well, on that side. All the way to the dam, perhaps. Go. And then all the way here into my industry zone. Non-aggression pact. Yeah, why not? We can do this. Further boost our reputation with Carl. Things are getting a bit messy, as we also want the next good now for my tourists, which is Jam. Jam is really powerful because it gives you 35 tourists per hotel in addition. And hopefully the restaurant also kicks in again with the 25. Why is the train station here not working out for these guys? This one here especially, tourist mooring. There is a bus missing, so this one has only 55 tourists in right now.
The fire left ruins behind.
Okay, I think... Yeah, it's outside of that reach. There's really not that much room here anymore to build something. I mean, we have a pub here that we theoretically don't need. We also don't need the marketplace. Let's use the pub here still. Actually, let's also get rid of the pub because we could have a cafe here just fine. And then I can have my... No, it's not working. Alright, alright. Let's move these two over. We'll need to leave some room here again to make this block bigger. Right. So that we can have a proper block. Then we can have a cafe. And here we're gonna have then our bus. Right, so that they are happy and getting this one fulfilled. Perfect. The jam though. The jam needs sugar. And you know what? Where we're producing sugar? Of course, it's Kikiville. Once again, what a glorious island for us. And in Kikiville, I'm gonna take the sugar now as well on my ship and get it over here. Now, of course, we're gonna need to boost that production. In the meantime, I can go with the orchard, the cherries. They don't require any fertility. So I just need 2 of them. And let's hope that we kind of like can squeeze in 2 up here somewhere in the mountain. I mean, a silo would work to boost this one further. Let's just see if we can actually make this work. Oh yeah, nice. This one should work.
Wake me up when you're ready.
To produce me enough cherries, right? It's just this one here that we need. Okay, gonna get its fertilizers now, and then it will start to work. As a matter of fact, this single orchard now produces 5 tons of cherries for us. Glorious. Every 15 seconds, it's actually a bit more than that, once it's fully operational. And that's just one plantation here that we have. Very nice. Okay, so in the new world, real quick, let's have my sugar production boosted. So I'm gonna add me 3 more. And of course, this requires then us having a few more sugar plantations here. And another one here. Very good. Very good. And once again, we're going to set a minimum for the sugar so that we do not deplete all of that. Let's say 20. Production is high enough anyway, right? And with that, we have once again finished something else. And that is my jam. And this just needs a factory now. The factory can be improved by electricity. It's producing every 2 minutes. That's the problem, right? So even with electricity, we're going to need a few of them. We have the horses here. I'm going to actually delete a horse ranch because I want to maximize the reach of this river power plant that we have. There you go, going all the way down. So I can afford me those jam factories here as we're moving over. This is a total production now of, I think it's 4. Yeah, there you go, 4 tons, which is now fine, right? We don't need more than that when it comes to jam. So this is the next good fulfilled. And I've noticed that we have finished the next phase of the airship hangar. Let's do this. And let's start the final phase, getting aluminium and sails in. And hopefully getting airships then out soon. We're actually full on sales. I was just checking this up. But of course we have a sales production here. So this is fine. And this is just gonna take me now another, I think, 30 minutes of my time. 9 minutes. That's fast.
This represents an
Now, in the meantime, we have also received all the aluminium that we need for an airship platform in Sleepy Hollow. And of course, once again, we're gonna go with this spot up here. It's the logical choice, really, right? Because it's on this high, well, plateau at the edge of the city, but still close enough that everybody can go there comfortably. And let's just have this road here going over there. So this is the main road, and this is once again another dead end for the main road, another destination, right? So there's the main road that goes through the whole city at this point, and it also ends now at this airship hangar. And let's add a few more houses then. Probably a few more here. This block and this block. And I would like to keep a bit of a distance there. Once again, have a bit of an entrance there. Something like a ground fountain. There's something really to have as a decoration in front of it. And one more thing that we need, as far as I know, we are also gonna need a bus stop for this one. I'm just gonna get me one. We could have it at the edge, at the very end of this road here. And I'm probably gonna do this just like so. This one though has no connection with the rest. I'm gonna need another bus stop somewhere here instead. Yeah, at the hospital. So that this one here is actually connected. And as we can see, the bus is already rolling. Probably would be sensible to have also a hotel right here by the airship. However, I'm gonna need to expand this wall here so that the hotel is not really losing tourists to accidents. Alright, the construction at the Skyline Tower stopped because we need to reach a happiness level of 15 for my workers in Sleepy Hollow. Problematic.
Stores are inundated.
I will need to stop my boosting. Yeah, of oil. We can do this. The biggest issue would be... Where's the biggest penalty coming in? None of them actually have a high penalty, really. Just that we need to, you know, get rid of all of them. And on top of that, my current happiness is -5. On top of that, I need to reduce the productivity. But those needs that actually have it, like for bread, for example. Scale doesn't do anything. Pretty sure steel beams does something. Steel. Alright. We're just doing this temporarily until we reach this level there. Here for sure has some. There you go. There you go. We are already at 14. And with that we have reached it. And I think we don't even need to keep it, right? So the moment they continue with their work, we can just basically abandon all of these bonuses for them again. Sorry, pals. You've been fooled. Finally, the monument is finished. And with that, got ourselves a nice little hangar. And we could theoretically now start with the airship construction. There is though, yeah, with the military tension mod, additions that I'm not a huge fan of. So we're gonna need personnel, the sailors now. We're gonna need the provisions, and we're gonna need helium. Helium is already in the DLC, so that was to be expected. But provisions and sailors, that's the soldier type again. There's the care package. It needs tortillas in the new world. That's very interesting. The water we have, the tortillas we have, so I really just need one of those factories. The care package factory, improved by electricity, will produce actually 4 tons of care packages per minute. So that's really nice. Let's have this in my industry zone. It will, however, consume the rest of my tortillas. So we will need to be very selective about the care package factory, because I don't want to endlessly now consume tortillas out of that. Next, we do need the Navy Recruitment Office, also in Manola. And this one here recruits then, yeah, you know, sailors out of residences. There you go. That's a nice range for this one. Let's actually make this one look proper. I mean, it looks like that's the entrance though, because there is also the banner here and the entrance.
I'm eager to plan our next culinary wonder.
Perfect. The restaurant is also working now. That's something. And the sailors we have, the care packages we have. Last but not least, we need the helium. And for this, we need to have a look at the helium pockets that we have. We don't need that many because there is a very fast helium production coming out of this. There's the mine.
Of course.
Electrified.
Come join us.
So this will produce now every 7 seconds, right? It needs clay and it needs industrial lubricants. Now what is that? Been a while since I looked at this. There is the industrial oil press. Also once again something that is boosted. It needs to have actually a surrounding area with trees, right, to properly function. Here we do have 90%, just next to the helium pocket. There you go. It needs fish oil and it needs saltpeter. Saltpeter we already produce passively out of the animal farms up here, thanks to them having electricity. This is a very nice byproduct. So far, there was no real need for saltpeter. Now we have it. And we should have, yeah, we're capped on saltpeter. And the only thing that's missing now is fish oil. We do not have most of the goods that we need. So I'm just going to go ahead and now use this beach area that I've left a bit open. And we're probably just going to have... Oh, why is this one? Only here? Only here does it work now. Use a bunch more of my space for some fish oil factories. They are not electrified. So I'm just gonna get me 3. This is another 6 tons of fish oil coming out of this. And with that we have theoretically all of the goods now in production and just need to wait a bit. Really annoying, right? We get the happiness thing again a couple of minutes later. So this is a coincidence more or less. It's not because we kind of like, you know, betrayed them or so. And there you go. And the work continues again for a while. Shut up, Donnie.
Your streets are safe again.
Okay, now the workers need reinsurance. Of course, this is a bit, you know, over the top. I mean, come on. These people really don't want to work. They just want to nag. And let's give them some caoutchouc so they have some safety when they fall down. In the meantime, we can also continue now with that that air platform that we have with the item transfer, and then of course also the airmail sorting office. Might have this one on the other side over here. And now we can, first of all, transfer items immediately, right? So this is the overall thing now that we can add, and we can now add then things. And we should have, there it is, Manola in this tab as well. For example, Manola has currently 4 Ferraz Al Saramis, so I can just take one of them and move them over then to Sleepy Hollow. There is a bit of transfer time, but it's rather short in comparison to what it would take if you sent the ship over. A bunch more skyscraper upgrades. Let's just check it out here and here. This one. There you go. Pretty sure we're gonna need a few more level 5ers, so I'm just gonna prepare for this, especially since we have the resources. But gotta be very selective about this. This one gets a bit of a panorama effect. This one has no panorama effect. Okay, it has a smaller tower left to it though, and it has a nice view. I was pretty sure that you get a panorama out.
Ship under attack.
Oh, finally 900 tons of bricks were successfully delivered to the monument, and we can now start the final phase, the interior design of the cathedral. And look at that also, we get now the bonus, or it wasn't there before, or it was. Consumption of goods will be lowered by 5% and happiness will increase by 5 for every building in the surrounding area. That's really cool. Wood veneers, felt and gold. Felt and gold we'll need to think about. 2000 artisan workforce is something though I can provide. I think it also stopped with the floating. And yeah, this one's coming along now nicely as well here in the town center. Haven't had enough monuments yet? We're gonna start another one in the next episode. And also, of course, airship traveling. Gonna be glorious. I hope you enjoyed this one. I just love this game. Despite having a new one out at this point, this is still delivering here. Stay tuned.